But all in all, it's fairly easy, I found at least. Then again, I have lots of musical experience. I sang in choirs for numbers of years. I played trumpet from 4th grade through 8th grade. So I'm fairly music proficient. Music's always been a passion of mine. So, any other questions? Anybody have? Yes?
Do you find that it's difficult to move your configuring like hold it up? Like to actually hold it in your mouth?
That can be a little tricky. I've noticed that. That's why most ocarinas will come with a neck strap or something like that. Most will, not all, but some will. Especially from STL standard 12, those all come with a neck strap. Same with the pendant, especially because it's a small ocarina and you have to remove all of your fingers to get the highest note. It's very easy unless you figure out some way. You play how it's most comfortable for you, but you figure out a way to hold it while not having any fingers. Sometimes fingers on the holes around it. So that can be tricky, but that takes a little bit of customization, a little bit of your own style. Any other questions? Yeah?
What one would you recommend for like the easiest one to learn?
Easiest one to learn. Again, that really depends upon your preference. I mean, I started with a standard 12 hole, but that's because I have musical experience. I mean, for me, the easiest one I picked up was actually probably this. It's a mountain ocarina. Because the inline style, it's very easy to remember. You just go, again, right to left. Same with the back holes here. Something I forgot to mention, there are back holes on here. For most ocarinas, there are back holes, so it's the same pattern, though, it's just right to left. So make sure you know it's backward. You remove this one first, well, most 12 holes. But there's also thumb holes on this one. Most ocarinas come with thumb holes, and that just allows you to hit the highest pitches. So it really depends on how you're comfortable playing. Like I said, I started with the standard 12-hole ocarina, and for most people of our age, that's fairly easy to pick up, usually. I would recommend a pendant more for a kid who has fun, just for fun. Like a little kid, maybe 6 to 10, stuff like that. But most people of our generation or our age would I believe, fairly easily pick up a 12-hole and learn to play it fairly quickly, especially since they come with most ocarina distributors will come with tablature and sheet music. And that also makes a big difference in terms of companies. I noticed that there are no actual ocarina sheet music. There is not. Most companies will sell you tablature sheets like this. See, it gives you the basic scale, how to play it. Mountain ocarina is really good at actually giving you actual sheet music. If you're really proficient at reading sheet music, that's good for you. I used to be, not so much anymore. Songbird ocarina will give you tablature style music, like this. You see, it gives you the holes you put down, you press down on to change the pitch. It gives you stuff like this to change the pitch, as well as for the songs, all the songs. I know you probably can't see that very well, it's very small. But it shows you the finger combinations, what you need to move, what you don't move. My least favorite style of tablature I've seen in sheet music is St. Louis ocarina, STL ocarina. That's not saying to those who are good at it or have a problem. I have a problem with that. It's a numeric notation, which I never, ever, ever really figured out. I look at the songboards, I'm like, there are just notes and how long they last, and there's numbers. What's to do with numbers? And obviously the numbers correspond to the holes and the pitch and all that, but I was just never very good at figuring it out. And that's partially what smart means to learn the songs by ear. Any other questions? Yes, it is very possible to learn songs on a 10-hole ocarina. Zelda's Lullaby. That one might be a bit tricky. I don't own a 10-hole, so I can't really say, but I've seen all kinds of different variations. If you look on YouTube, you'll find tons of videos of people doing ocarina recordings. So if you're looking for 10-hole tabs or 10-hole advice to learn how to play songs, I would definitely go there. Any other questions? Any?
Your math skills.
That's gonna take longer than it did. I've only gone through about 30 minutes. Yes. I have not written my own music. No, I'm not very much of a songwriter. I've written one song in my lifetime, and it was a vocal song. I've yet to figure out how to play on the ocarina. Imagine that. I know the song, I know the lyrics. I just haven't really bothered to figure out how to play it. But people who are good at improv can certainly do that with the ocarina. The ocarina is a very versatile instrument, I believe. As you hear the volume, it could easily be accommodated into a concert setting, solo setting, anything really. If you just want to have fun and play, play. But, I mean, I've been posting recordings for the past 2 years on YouTube, and I have a lot of fun with it. Any other questions? All right, well,
Okay, my turn.
your turn.
Yes, you're right. He's got mad skills. He sounds fabulous. He puts up recordings, and as he keeps saying, he has been a musician his whole life.
Yes, I know what she's going to do.
Aha.
I know
Okay,
where she's
so
going
what
with
he's
this.
not telling you is, if you're going sweet potato and you've never done it before, you're going to build up wrist muscles because the angle you're going to go like, what is this? What am I doing?
You can, yes.
And depending on your fingers, you're going to have to figure out if you want them on top or flat, how to cover the holes best.
Yeah.
That's why the lovely mountain ocarina that we recently purchased, the whole going inline style. If you're truly starting out, this would be my recommendation along with his is
The
because
inline. It's a very simple style. to
very
learn how to
straightforward, straight and inline.
play. Yes. My wife here has been trying to learn how to play the ocarina. Started recently trying to learn on my STL tenor ocarina. She's had a bit of difficulty. It depends upon the ocarina, the maker, and all of that, because I will admit, depending upon how you play, it makes a big difference. For example, this one, I'll play again, basic scale. You have to learn as you go up the scale to increase your breath flow, or it may come out flat. Oh, but if you also breathe too much, you might shriek. I'm using the appropriate technique there, so that's why it sounds good as it does, but if you breathe too hard. Hear that shriek? It's sharp, way sharp for the highest note. Sometimes it will literally shriek depending upon how hard you blow. And it might come out flat if you don't play, if you don't give enough breath. So depending upon the ocarina, it does take some practice to learn the appropriate breathing technique in order to get notes on key. She's been having well, she hasn't really played that.
Yeah,
much, so.
it's definitely an instrument. It can be a toy, but it's definitely an instrument. So you will learn things with breath control and finger placement. But luckily, unlike I think reed flutes and all, I think there's a lot of things that require fancy tongue work and whatnot. And while
Yeah.
I know he says that there's some ways you can use your tongue against the mouth airflow piece, it's not in a sense you're just blowing and then there's sound. So it's very basic. I love it. The air goes in, the sound comes out. Getting sound to sound good, that's where the talent comes in.
Yes.
But
there is notation you can incorporate into the ocarina. Like that. I'm using my tongue. I'm just doing basic tongue music now. Same thing. Just different styles. If you have difficulty with tonguing, try speaking tonguing again. That's the word. Tonguing. Yes, I know some people's bodies probably went to gutter with that one.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sorry for that, but that was not my fault. That's actually what it's called. Try saying a word like do. Try saying a simple word like do, do, da. Simple sounds you would make that also give you the right sound effect.
And I'm going to get him to put up, he's got cards up here that have his YouTube channel on it. I'll have him put up links of the 3 different websites he's bought ocarinas from. If you want to go check them out and look at the pricing. And there's also a link he did tell you about, but there's a place that there's a program that'll create sheet music for you. Yes.